Hi everybody, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. What is We Share Abundance? We're a cloud nation. We are the United States of the world and we're on a mission to banish poverty. We're an emerging nation. We've been putting in really solid foundations for about the past 4 years because we have to be here for generations as a nation. We are not just here today, gone tomorrow. We've got to be here for many generations, not just weeks, years, months, whatever. And so we've been building that over the past 4 years, and we're now expanding our economy. We have in place our social services, treasury, industries, and things like that. And we are now, just like any nation, expanding our economy to benefit our citizens through improving the liquidity and the value of our currency, which we distribute to all our citizens free every month. Who can be a citizen? Anybody. We are the United States of the world. We welcome people from every continent, every country, every gender, every class, creed, colour, whatever. And we don't separate you based on those differences, because once you become a citizen, all you've got to do is register, prove you're a real person, and that's it. There's no fee and there's no obligation. So you join us and then you are one of our family of humanity, just a human being like every other citizen that we have. All unique, all having something unique to offer our community, all of equal value. It's a non-separatist ideology, and we have a little affirmation that we'll be giving in a moment to help us with that ideology. But before the affirmation, we'll get started with a little prayer, and the prayer is there to help us with finding what everybody seeks in life, and that isn't money. It's true happiness. If you're looking for money, you want it because you think that whatever you're going to buy or do or use that money for is going to make you happy. And it will, short term. But sooner or later, you're going to be bored and you're going to want more and more. And you're going to be looking for something and you don't know what it is. A lot of people with a lot of money and they're still searching for it. And it's that true everlasting happiness. And you only get that through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is that once you take that up as your way of life, you'll find that everything else that you want and need in life will be attracted to you. You won't have to chase after it, no matter what it is, whether it's relationships, housing, vacations, travel. It doesn't matter. It'll happen for you automatically. Once you make being of loving service to others your mantra, your goal, your way of life, you will not only be making other people happy, you'll be unquestionably happy yourself. And that happiness will not leave you. And all those other things that maybe you thought you wanted before you were happy, if you still want them, they'll be attracted to you. But maybe they won't be so important. Maybe you'll say, well, I don't know that I really need another car. I've already got the one and I'm happy with it, Maybe you do. Maybe you say, yeah, I still like to have that other car, and it'll be attracted to you. So that's what our little prayer's about. And we're going to start with that in a moment, but let's just see who we've got here first, and we'll welcome a few people. And we want to welcome everybody because a lot of people watch the replays because there's no ideal time for everyone. Even if it's a good time for you on a Sunday, it might not be a good time for you today, Monday. So a lot of people watch the replays, and that's why we have all the replays since we started 4 years ago. Thousands of them. You can go through them all and see our ups and downs, always transparent in all we do. Right. So, welcome to you, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. But the people that we have here now that I can see, we've got Lewis in from Portugal, Colin from Johannesburg in South Africa, Bozina from Edinburgh in Scotland, John from Mexico. He did tell me whereabouts, but I can't remember. I've got a feeling it might have been in the Yucatan. Oh no, Mexico City. I think he's in Mexico City. Anyway, he's in Mexico. We got Norman in from Doncaster in England, Verna in from South Africa, Maureen in from London in England, Don in from Vancouver Island in Canada, and Parmanand from Suriname. So we have North America, South America, Europe. Have we got any Asians in? I don't think we've got any Asians in at the moment. No Asians and no Africans. And our database is largely made up of Asians and Africans, actually. We usually have a few in, and maybe they'll be joining us in a moment. But right now, let's get started with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then I'll bring you up to date with what we've been doing today. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member finds the joy of service, and through service attracts true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world, as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay. And we've got a couple more people joined us. We've got Richard in from Devon in England, Verna in from Africa, South Africa. We got Eric Bouchard in from French Canada, Quebec. So the other side of the great Canadian nation, big country, like many other countries, stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And we've got Eric in from the Atlantic area, and we have Don in from very much the Pacific area, Vancouver Island. Okay. Right. First things first, we have Devyani back today, and we have finally completed the positioning. Everybody should now be correctly positioned. So if you've got queries about positioning now, you can put in a ticket and we'll answer them, and it'll just check that we've got everything right as it should be. We will be adding a little bit of narrative into your available cash wallet, so that when you get a commission, you'll be able to see who it's from. At the moment, it just says 777 commission or something like that. Because people are getting a little bit confused with seeing the commissions supposed to be landing in their wallet, but they can't tie them up because they're not all identified. They're just shown as 777 commissions. So that will be added. There'll be few other things added. The upgrades that we mentioned in the PDF, we will be working on. Outstanding tickets regarding positioning and things like that have all been dealt with. So we are catching up, but we will need at least tomorrow to get fully up to date, and possibly a little bit longer. The suspension of the automated allocations for the gifted positions, we have now brought back any of the boxes that should have been there or were there for 24 hours and then disappeared, and we didn't allocate anybody from the system because we switched it all off while we were getting the positioning right. But anybody that had those boxes and they disappeared, they've got them now, and they've got 7 days to put somebody in there. Now, if you don't put somebody in 7 days, okay, we will put somebody in from our database. But it's far better if you put somebody in that you know and love. It'll benefit them, and you can also help and guide them so they can move through the system faster, because you know them and you can talk to them and say, look, just do this and that and to get this sorted out so that you get into the next level. And that, of course, will help you because it'll push you into the next level and the next level and the next level. It's all about helping the people you know and love. When you get one of those gifted entries, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost the person that is joining anything. So it's really remiss of you if you don't help somebody that you know and love. And once you've got them in there, as I say, you can then help them move through quicker. You can help them do things faster and get everybody moving through nice and quickly. And in that way, it helps you. It helps the person that you're helping by putting them in that gifted position. And it helps the system, which helps every other member. So do your bit and do it as fast as possible, because the quicker that you get somebody into that little box, you put a valid username in that little box, the sooner you are eligible for your next entry, because it measures the time from when that entry is completed. Then you have 30 days before you become eligible for the next. So if you hang around for 7 days, you've lost a week between then and getting your next entry, and possibly more, because the system may take a few days to put somebody in. You could lose 10 days. You could be a couple of weeks you've lost. Why? When you can get somebody in now. Okay, do it. Just get out there and do it. It's not, you're not putting your hand in your pocket. You're not trying to get into somebody else's pocket. All you're trying to do is help people. And that's what we're about. And I see we've got a couple more people in. We've got Kingsley in from Manchester in England, and Deborah in from Southern Alabama, USA. So that's where we are. We'll be working on those other things tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be getting all that up to date so that that PDF will be accurate. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think that pretty much covers what we've been doing today. I've not got anything further done on the PDF. I have got a clearer idea of what I want now, I think, and we'll be doing what we can to get that out as quickly as possible. We've got a question from Colin. Is it okay now to do my referrals level upgrades? Yes, of course, no problem. But when you're doing your upgrades, remember how the system works. Remember that if they fall into position 2 or 4, they'll be passed up and they will be gone. Of course, they may well be in your downline in level 1, but potentially you could lose them when they upgrade into level 2 if they're not already in level 2 and things like this. So you have to look at it and know what you're doing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't put them in or shouldn't get them to upgrade because they fall into position 2, but you need to be aware of it so that you can understand how it's going to affect everything. We've got Eric in. Thanks to you and the team for all the hard work you guys are doing. Okay, thank you, Eric. But it's not really work for me anyway. It's something I enjoy doing, and that's not really work. And I'll enjoy it even more when we see everybody making nice, sizable withdrawals, sufficient to live on if they choose. But it'll be nice just when we get everybody having sufficient withdrawal to make their life easier, take away some of the stress of trying to make ends meet in this world today. Things have changed so much, 50, 60 years ago when I started work, 60 years or more, then things were different. People did get a job and stick with it for 40 years and retire, and they weren't making massive amounts of money, but they made enough to live on comfortably. If they stuck at it, they worked their way through, they got promotions, they got regular pay rises, and the pension was okay. But things have changed drastically. There is no job security, and the cost of living and the expectations that people have for what they feel they should be having and living with are totally different. And the job market has changed drastically. The system really needs totally revamping, because it's still the same system. You go through school and you're told to get your qualifications and get a job, and everything will be all right, and you'll get your house, and the whole system has changed drastically. Taxation is higher than it has ever been. Unfortunately, the governments are wasting what they get in. If you look at the level of taxation just in England over the last 14 years, the level of taxation and the increase in the national debt, we're looking at something like 8.3 trillion pounds. That's a lot of money. It equates to about $1.5 billion dollars or pounds per day. And with that sort of money, we should be seeing wonderful social services. We should be seeing pensions at a good level. We should be seeing a health service that works efficiently. We should be seeing nurses getting pay rises. We should be seeing the police force being staffed and able to put people back into local communities where they know what's going on and people know them, and to build that trust back again. We should be able to do that with that sort of money. But where's it all gone? Most of it's been wasted, and the services have got worse, and things have changed drastically. So you need to be able to look out for yourself, and hopefully the 777 plan will be not your cornerstone, not your long-lasting, ever-present income. It'll be your starting point. The Share Hope plan is what is going to really bring that up to a new level with regularity, certainty, just like a pension plan that you're building. And so we need to get onto that ShareHope plan and get that sorted out as quickly as we can. But we've got to get this 777 plan really smooth and operating smoothly and bang up to date first. We are very close. And then we'll be on to that ShareHope plan. And that, as I say, that is going to be your pension plan. Does that mean that you'll never need anything else in life? Hopefully, yeah. But don't rely on it. You can't rely on anything. You don't want all your eggs in one basket. And so it would be wise to find other, although they're hard to find, reliable sources of income outside of We Share Abundance as well. And you will be able to have sufficient income from We Share Abundance to be able to go out and put money into different things and say, okay, let's see how this one goes. But don't be rash with it. You've got to be careful and use it wisely and try and build a portfolio. We'll try and help you with that as we progress as well. Okay, let's see who else have we got in. We've got Andrew in from Auckland, New Zealand. Bazina says, are we getting the pass ups now? If you had a pass up that was allocated to you before, if you got an email, then that should be back there in your place. It needs you to put somebody in there. It will take 7 days. You will be allowed 7 days now instead of 24 hours to get somebody in there, because you really want somebody in that you know and love for their benefit and for your benefit, and so that you can move through quicker. You don't want somebody in that you have no idea who it is and whether they're going to do anything or not. You want to get somebody you know in that you can work with. Okay, so you've got 7 days to do that. The cron job itself isn't running. We did that as a special to just try and bring those people that had gifted entries before we stopped the system, because those gifted entries disappeared and were never filled. So they've got them back, but they will all be coming through. We'll be starting the cron job up again tomorrow. Who else have we got? Eric says, have you talked on how the ShareHope plan will work? There is information on the website about how the ShareHope plan will work. It is fairly straightforward. It's there in the index. I can't remember what it says, but it probably says ShareHope or something like that. But go through the website. But yeah, it's in there. And we've got Sianda, South Africa, stand up. More from South Africa. When I was talking about Africa, saying that, we usually have Africa and Asia represented. I know South Africa is Africa, but I was thinking more about we've got massive following in Nigeria. A lot of people still joining in Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, lot of countries there. Got a lot of people in Pakistan and India and Bangladesh as well. So, and the Philippines, we got a lot of people from the Philippines as well. The pass-ups have never stopped, Bozina. The pass-ups have always been there. As long as there's somebody in that position, it gets passed up. The pass-ups will have slowed down because of the gifted entries. The gifted entries fuel the pass-ups, because if somebody gets a gifted entry and they've not passed anybody up, it goes into that pass up position. So that's why the gifted entries are so important. They fuel the whole system. That's why we've got to balance that. We've been looking at it. It looks maybe okay at the moment. I check it every day and we see how it's balancing out with new entries and pass ups and all the rest of it. But we may, as we go through, find that we need to adjust some of the processes a little bit to make sure that we have that balance constantly, because without that balance, it's no good. You know, if you go to a fuel, you know, you're driving your car, which is like the vehicle that you have in the 777 plan, but you need more fuel. You can see the tanks going down. You need what is effectively more people. So you pull into the filling station and you look in your pocket and you've got no money, so you can't buy the fuel. So that's the first thing. We've got to have the funds available to provide those gifted entries. Now, if you've got the money, that's fine. You pull the filler out and you stick it in your tank and you press the button and nothing happens, because there's no fuel in the tank below the ground in the filling station. That is the equivalent of us not having any people that we can put in there for you. At the moment, we've got plenty, but they're not going to last forever. And as I was saying, you know, you really want to get people in that you know that you can work with, that you can help get through things quickly, instead of just sitting back and saying, oh, I don't know what it's about, and I got a gifted entry in and I didn't even know I'd got it. And it, you know, it's maybe months before they realize that they're even in the 777 plan. Although they will get an email, they may be looking at email, oh, that's an email from We Share a Bum, they can't be bothered reading it, boom, into the trash. So fill the positions yourself with people that you know. Don't matter who, don't matter whether it's your next door neighbour, don't matter whether it's somebody that you know at church or play sport with or watch sport with or see at the pub, or whether it's family or friends, or it doesn't matter. Get somebody in that you know and you can talk with them and help them get moving through. It'll benefit you, it'll benefit them, and it benefits the system. Okay. So Bazina says, okay, that's right. Okay, thanks, Bazina. And it would be nice to see our position. I don't know what you mean by that. You can see your position in your dashboard. If you click on the 777 plan, it'll show you what levels you're in. Before you go to any other screen, you'll see if it says nothing, it means you're not in the plan. If it says level 1, it means you're in level 1. If it says level 1, level 2, level 3, it means you're in level 1, 2, and 3. If you have people in your levels, people that have been referred by you or have been gifted entries, then they are displayed when you click on the levels tab. And the levels tab will, you can select whichever level you're in as well that you want to look at. And initially, for most people, it's level 1. You want to see how many people you've got in level 1. Okay. It would be nice to show our numbers in 777 ranks. See, since we now have over 8,000 members, it's not relevant. There is no, it's not a matrix, so it doesn't matter. It's not like a matrix where if you're position 1, then everybody's falling underneath you. No, you're only getting 1 commission and 2 pass ups from everybody regardless. And that is the same for everybody. So it doesn't matter whether you joined today or you joined on day one. If you joined on day one, of course, it just means you've had more time to accumulate more people, whether passively or whether actively. But it's not relevant to any position, whether you were the first person to get into the plan or whether you joined yesterday. It's exactly the same. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So it does matter when we get the shareholder plan going, because that does involve a matrix, well, 2 matrices actually. So that is important to get in as early as you can and never drop out. Because if you drop out, you never get that position back. Everybody will be compressed up. And next time you say, oh, I didn't really know what I was doing and I want to get back in, you won't get that same position back. You'll be well down the pecking order. So it does matter in there because those are matrix based. But for the 777 plan, it has no relevance at all. Okay. Right. I can't see any questions, but I'll give you some numbers while we're waiting. I don't know. I know we've got over 8,000, but I don't know how many people we've got. Probably about 8,100 or something like that, I think. I don't think this will come up. No. I'll just log in to an account while I'm giving you the numbers so that we can have a look and see how many members we do have. I've lost the app now. Here we go. There we go. Right, last 24 hours we had 20 new registrations, taking us to 42,549. We had 12 people that became active, taking the active members to 2,393. These are people that can withdraw because they've done their KYC. Multiply Visa, no change in anything. Well, say no change. We did get some sense about how many. About 70 cents just for logging into the Multiply Visa site from the revenue share, but it didn't take us up to the next dollar level in the bonus pool. So those are your numbers there. Let's see if that's logged me in now. Where am I going? Here, I think. Yeah. We have 8,126 people in the 777 plan now. 8,126. That is, when did we launch? The 8th of March. But effectively, we launched about the 18th of March because we had about 10 days where we shut down, and we've had another week where we've not been shut down completely in this other week, but we've stopped the process of the free entries, the gifted entries. So it slowed us down a lot. So it's effectively a month in full steam ahead mode, if you like, to get to 8,126 members. If you want to be precise on the dates, it's the 8th to the 29th. It's a month and it's a month and 3 weeks, isn't it? Something like that. Still really, really good. We did the what do you call it? The Demo A, isn't it? Demo A in TikTok today. I don't think it changed from last week, but it was before we turned back on the free entries. So I'm hoping that they'll come into play tomorrow when we have a look at Demo B's account. I'd like to get him making some money as quickly as possible. He's someone from Sri Lanka. He's a lovely man, but he really struggles. He's a farmer. He really struggles to make ends meet. And on top of it all, his house burnt down and he lost everything. No insurance as such, and he's having a hard time. So it would be nice to get him to the position where he's getting a little bit of income out of it. Just a few dollars will make a big difference to his life. Okay, so we'll see where he is tomorrow in the TikTok demonstration accounts. Okay. I can't see any more questions, so I think we're done. I've no further information for you. Of course, we will be. There will be certain things that we'll be doing as soon as we get this 777 done. I'm hoping we can get it done in the next couple of days. And then we can get on to the ShareHope, we can get on to the Mall, we can get on to the Fun Miracles, and I can get on to the Turnkey Cash Cow people and start really boosting their accounts going through. But we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, we'll get it all done quickly. That's it from me. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll see how far we've got with everything by then. 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, X, and in Facebook somewhere or other. And until then, God bless you all. Get out there. Keep sharing love and abundance. It'll bring you happiness. It'll make you spread happiness. It's a wonderful philosophy. So stick with it. Go the extra mile. And I'll see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. Yeah. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Yeah, come on.